Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Shrishti. This video is going to be somewhat different from what I usually post on this channel. So in this video I'm going to talk about a book which I have recently read. The book name is Days at the Morisaki bookshop. This is quite popular these days. This book is quite popular these days, and that's the reason why I came across this book on Amazon, and I totally fell in love with this book, if I am not exaggerating it. I started reading this book yesterday and finished it in a day, even though it was Friday and I was working, but somehow I managed to do that. But that's a talk for another day. So this is the book which I have purchased from Amazon, and it's pretty good. There are 197 pages in total, and you can easily finish it. If I talk about what I have grasped from this book, mainly there are three characters in this book, and the story revolves around a single girl, which she is in her mid 20s. I think she is 25 years old. She goes through a breakup, she resigns from her job, or more like loses her job. After that, her mother, she suggests her to move to her uncle's place so that she doesn't have to pay rent and she can reconnect with him in some sort. So her uncle, he owns a bookshop in Japan. There's a street. He owns a bookshop over there. So if I speak about the character, the girl, her name is Takako, and she is basically, she's going through a lot already, and she is exhausted. So initially, when this idea of going to her uncle's house came, her mother suggested that you should go visit your uncle in these days. So she was quite reluctant in the beginning, but later she figures out so many things, and she gets her time to heal. She slows down from her job and from whatever was going in her life. She slows down and takes small steps, and it's a journey where she rediscovers herself. She give herself some time to start all over again, step by step. We have talked about Takako's journey, how she finds herself again and how she takes her time to heal. But on the other hand, there is this character Satoru, her uncle. So he gives herself all the space and never forces her to become something else, because in our lives as well, we have seen many adults or many people advocating us, giving us life advices like you should do this, and why are you wasting your time playing piano or whatever. So her uncle, he never did these kind of things, and he gave her some space, her own space, where she can rediscover herself, never forced her to do anything. So and he was pretty caring for her. He cared a lot for her, even though they met after 10 years or something. So he gave her some space until she rediscovers herself, and ultimately, after rediscovering herself, she moves forward with her life, which eventually happens. You move forward at some point of time. Because I think I forgot to mention, she was living within the bookstore, and there is one floor where I think there was a single room where she was living. So he gave the space to her and never forced her to do anything. I think that's what we need from most of the adults in our life, because most of the times in India, or maybe somewhere else, people forces us to do something which they want to do, which we do not want to do. There is one aunt as well of Takako, which is Sotaro's wife. Her name is Momoko. She is very cheerful on the outside. She seems very happy, and everyone is she's living her life. She doesn't care about anyone. But she has her own struggles. She's going through a lot in her own ways, and she doesn't open up easily, even to her husband. So she shares most of the things with Takako, and they also reunite at some point of time. So her perspective about Momoko also changes, and she realizes that people are going through their own struggles in lives, and we should not harshly judge everyone in the beginning. Most of the times we do, without even realizing it. And in Momoko's, the story between Satoru and Momoko, the aunt and uncle of Takako, They have a pretty weird relationship, but they care a lot about each other. They care a lot, and they don't express it like usually the couples do. But yeah, they care a lot about each other. They have this understanding where they can forgive, and there is this honesty between them without even like talking much. If I talk about the book, like overall book, there is this feeling of starting over again, because the girl, she had her breakup and she thought like her life is over, but she eventually started again. She learned so many new things, and she met with many new people, so many new people. And yeah, so yeah, it is about starting over and rebuilding your life. And at some point I realized at some point I realized that we everyone needs someone like they can have a conversation with, like one-on-one conversation with, without being getting judged. In this book there is so much love about reading that I think I want to love reading. I am not a fan of reading books. I never was. I read in when I was in high school. I started reading then, and yeah, other than Shakespeare, the syllabus books, I've not read much books. But this book is like within the text itself, it's written like the love of reading, and everyone is so involved with reading in this particular book. Like the characters are so much in love with reading that you also fell in love with reading eventually. So now I have started another book as well, or maybe it's just a phase for me, but I'm not sure. It feels like if you're stuck somewhere, then you need people to get you out of it, and you need time to heal. First of all, you need time to heal, and you will eventually get out of any situation which you're in. Like if you're going through a heartbreak, if you're going through a loss or anything, you need to take things slow at that time. We are living in a fast paced world where everything is urgent, but yeah, we need time for ourselves as well. So yeah, that was the video. Pretty different video from what I usually post, but yeah, this is something I wanted to post. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.